filming on my phone because I don't want to go upstairs and get my camera. But it is Monday evening. It's been kind of an off day, honestly. Didn't do any reading or anything like that today, but I was trying to figure out what our plan was for this week. And I thought perhaps it would be good to try and get our 2 buzzword readathon challenges done this week. So for July, we have the cover challenge, which is something with technology on it, which I went back and watched Kayla from Books and Lala's video on this because I was like kind of iffy on what we would count as tech, and her explanation was anything that you could like plug in, kind of like think modern day tech. So more of like our laptops, our cell phones, DSLR cameras, like that kind of stuff. And honestly, I thought I would find more romance novels with that kind of stuff on it, but I went through, because Barnes & Noble is having that BOGO, well, it's not BOGO, it's buy one get one 50% off on romance paperbacks. And so I was like, maybe if I look through this list, I'll see like some options that would be good, because my original option was kind of iffy. Like, it's technically technology, but I don't know. I didn't feel like it really worked within the confines of the challenge, and we wanted to be as good about it as we could. So instead, I did find on KU,
yes, of course,
a book by Axio, which I read like the first one. Oh no, I read XOXO.
Before,
yes, I read XOXO. I think I gave it like 3 stars. Like I said, it is
really,
YA. Actually, XOXO kind of reminded me of
and I
isn't it XOXO Kitty?
Bring myself to
Isn't that the name of it? Netflix show? That's
so
the offshoot
I had a
of
couple things I wanted to do earlier today. And
Jenny Han's
we went and had lunch.
To All the Boys Who Love
and
series. Something like that. That's a cute show.
I thought it was
that
awesome
storyline kind of similar
4
in a
stars,
way,
like I did
just
for
with K-pop idols. So
but
this one is it's a companion novel to XOXO, following fan favorite Sori, the wealthy daughter of a K-pop company owner, and Nathaniel, her K-pop star ex-boyfriend, in a swoon-worthy second chance love story.
That was good.
Don't remember anything about XOXO.
Which is why
at least, like, I remember, I don't remember Sori at all. So now I gotta kind of look up. I don't know. I don't remember this character from XOXO at all. But I do remember that first one, like I said, she goes to like a music school.
So I don't know.
For
I was just like,
a year in Korea or a semester.
I was like,
and she had like met this K-pop star like beforehand, and they had like a whirlwind day, and then they run into each other again. That's XOXO. Nice. And like I said, I think I give that like 3 stars. And then so ASAP is the companion novel to that. And yeah, I guess we're following this character who I can't remember. This came out last year. So this is what we're gonna go with. She's got a phone in her hand. They're taking a selfie.
A lot of the relationship itself.
We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to start that tonight, and then the buzzword challenge is punctuation. And I am bringing back a book who has been pushed off of challenges multiple times this year. That is Bookshops and Bodust.
You know, it's,
as you can see, they use the and sign. The ampersand sign. That's what it's called. They use that. So we can read this book for this month.
You know, I'm looking for something.
Since we didn't end up reading it for March for Books on a Cover. So, still going to be on this list. So, Bookshops and Bodust will be the next book I read after I finish this one. We'll see if I can get through both of these before Thursday.
So, I guess I'm going to have to wrap my phone.
It is possible.
It's already yelling at me. So, that's great.
Will it happen? I don't know, but it's possible. So that is kind of the goal here.
And
now that I've talked for 15 minutes and rambled about a topic that has nothing to do with any of this,
So
I'm going to let you go because it is late. I'm going to get ready for bed.
We're done.
Like I said,
We did the
I'll probably
challenge.
start reading
It's a
this
Friday.
tonight
Thank you so much
and
for
give you an
watching.
update
Feel
tomorrow
free to give this video a thumbs
of
up.
what I'm thinking about this book because I'm a little nervous. But the good thing about YA is that at least
July.
I can usually
And
get through them fairly quickly.
I upload every Friday.
So there is
until
that.
Next time, I hope you read a good book. I hope you find some joy. And most importantly,
let's get this show on the road, shall we?
A better place. And I will see you in my next
Hello.
one. Bye.
Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday, July 15th. I have some errands to run, so I'm going to do that. I haven't done this hairstyle in so long, probably since like maybe college. But my hair was doing some interesting things, so we just kind of like mucked with it and saw where we were at. But I have a lot of errands I need to get done. Yesterday it poured, so I'm hoping I can beat the rain this time. So I have some dry cleaning to drop off. I have a package to drop off, and I have some returns to drop off. This has nothing to do with reading updates, but I do have one for you. Is Pumpkin doesn't want to come downstairs. She'll come downstairs because her litter box is down here, but her food was down here, and we've been having an ant problem. I think primarily because it's summer and we've been getting a lot of rain, so it's pushing the ants inside. We've already had pest control out here once. It didn't help. And at least the first time that they came out, they weren't getting into our food, but the second time that the ants appeared, they got into our food. So I moved it upstairs until we can hopefully get that resolved. So I think that's also contributing to it. Plus we just have a lot of different things we're moving around, and I think it's kind of upsetting her balance at the moment. So I am trying not to be a freaked out pet parent and give her space and make sure I spend time up there, which I do because my office is upstairs. So I spend plenty of time upstairs, and I try to, take time to just sit down and play with her and whatnot. And we also have the other bedroom upstairs. And so, I might read up there later today, and snuggle with her just so she feels loved and supported. But outside of that, reading update. So I am about 40% of the way through ASAP, and there was a lot of setup that went into this 40%. So we have our main character, Sori, and Sori now established was the roommate of the main character from XOXO in that book. So that's how the companion. And then Nathaniel is a member of the same group of, what is this? Jewu, who is the main character, the main male character, the main love interest in XOXO. So those are how they're companions. So I don't know if we're gonna get 2 more, because there are 2 more K-pop idols in this group of XOXO, which is the name of the group, and then ASAP is the name of this girl group that is being formed. But it's a little bit more interesting, I think, now that I'm reading it, than XOXO. We're kind of switching it up a little bit. They're out of high school, so I would say this is moving into like new adult, like college-ish age. So they're 18, 19 years old. Sori has been a trainee for a long time. Her mother runs this company that XOXO is part of, and she no longer wants to be in a K-pop group. I think she's decided that she doesn't want all of that invasion in her privacy, because she's already kind of in the public eye. Her dad is an assemblyman and wants to, which like assemblyman I think is like a senator or a house representative kind of situation. I think it's more like a representative. And then he wants to run for a higher office, it seems like. And her mom is the owner and CEO of this entertainment situation. So she's always kind of been in the public eye, and she's known most of the guys in XOXO for a very, very long time. And so she kind of has like a little bit more into the entertainment industry. So I think if you're more interested in that aspect of it, you might like this more than you like XOXO, because XOXO was a lot more of a high school setting because they all went to this academy, and it was a little less on the K-pop circuit. But Sori goes back to Korea. Like, we kind of like have this transitional period. We're kind of getting an update on where all the characters have been, and we get a little bit more background on her and Nathaniel, because this is like a second chance romance. And apparently like they dated in high school, and when it was found out, especially because he was going to debut with this group, they basically agreed that they would break up. But obviously it's clear that neither of them is quite over the other one, but neither wants to say anything. And we go back to Korea, and there's some things going on with her parents' lives, and she kind of gets involved with this, which I feel like is very typical when you look at like K-dramas for the kids of important parents getting kind of wrapped up and being used in different ways to help them with their problems and kind of being of service to the family. So we're getting like her being put on dates with different companies, sons. We're getting, you know, her having to take like photo ops with her grandmother and her dad and all these different things. And then on top of that, her mom then wants her to debut because they need this girl group ASAP to go through. She basically finagles it where hopefully she'll get her wish of not debuting, but she's gonna help her mom either way. So she's still getting like in tandem in some of the advertising world, like this whole ecosystem, entertainment ecosystem that seems to be reflective of what goes on in Korea's entertainment system, because it is very, very specific. I mean, we do have an entertainment circuit here in the US, but I do think like the Korean entertainment circuit is like very much like, you know, they're building personas for each one of these entertainers, especially for idols. So it's like a super important kind of aspect of debuting and keeping up images and things like that. And so we're getting a lot more of that, which I find to be entertaining. I do enjoy that. I find it interesting. I mean, I'm sure there's hyperbole in this because obviously it's for entertainment purposes, but I'm sure some of it is true too, because I've seen a lot of it in both K-dramas and now in a couple like K-drama-esque books, K-pop inspired books that I've read. There does seem to be some consensus on these things. So it is interesting. I'm enjoying that. It's also a quick read. So I think thus far I'm having a good time. Like, obviously I don't think this is going to be like 5 stars, you know, kind of material, but I am enjoying it because I do like K-dramas and I do like behind the scenes kind of stuff. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. All right, let's do this. Let's get a move on. Hello, finally back. Well, I've been back for a little bit. I was cooling down, the fan's on, so you can hear. I hope the Bluetooth is kind of like helping reduce the sounds. But I'm very excited because I got my errands done. It took forever, but they are done. We're back, which is good because I have a call in about an hour. So I needed to be back and get some time to collect myself, get myself situated. But I'm so excited. I have bought from Caffeine and Legends before, not one of their subscription boxes. I actually did their advent calendar last year, which I'll link down below if you're interested. It was a really great advent calendar. I don't know if I'll get it again this year just because I've been spending a lot of money currently, so perhaps not. We'll see. I did really, really like their advent calendar though. But I decided that I wanted to subscribe to them. So Caffeine and Legends is kind of as it sounds. They have a monthly book subscription. They either have coffee, tea, or drinking chocolates. And I actually did a roulette because I'm the only person who drinks coffee in this house, and the winter months are coming up, so having like a hot chocolate in the mix will be good, and then we can have some different teas. But I actually bought the July box of a one-time purchase because I was interested in the book for the July box, and they had the tea left. So we'll see what I get for August, which will be my first like official subscription box. But I thought I'd open it so you could kind of see what we were doing here, since I have no book updates for you at all. Okay, so the theme was Beyond the Veil. And so there's like an author's love letter. Oh, and they have a playlist for the book as well. And then they have an About This box, which talks about, because I think you get like one item in addition to the tea or coffee. So we got a full moon chai mix, which is black tea, cardamom, ginger, clove, cinnamon bark, and natural flavors. Contains butternut. Okay. And then, oh, we got a Swedish dishcloth with a raven on it. Ooh, a sticker. Oh, he's cute. Look at the little raven detective. All right, we got a bookmark. And then, oh, I wanted to read this. I was interested in this. Okay. I couldn't find what the book was gonna be, because you can like look up for a sneak peek, and I was interested in this. I've seen a couple of people talk about this book. Sorry, let me close this box. I'm sure this is noisy. Keep this box, it's good for Pango. I like to keep these subscription boxes. They're good for sending out Pango books. Oh yes, I wanted to read this. So, oh, fun. Okay, so I have a signed book plate that I can put in here for the book. So this is The Last Vigilant by Mark A. Lantham. And from what I remember, it was like a, okay, so this is an outcast soldier named Holt is on the search for these like magical people they call the Vigilants, who I guess are the only people who can stop this supposed ending doom that's coming to this world. And he finds this lady here, Enelda, who claims to be the last Vigilant, and they go on a fantasy journey to try to stop whatever darkness is coming their way. According to this, it looks like it's going to be a trilogy, but I forgot. I definitely think I've definitely seen a couple people put this on their list for 2025 new releases they're interested in, and it sounded interesting to me as well. And I think this could be good because I am participating in that our fantasy bingo board. I don't have like a set TBR for it, but I have a lot of fantasy, so I'm not too worried about being able to make the bingo board because I have quite a bit of fantasy on my shelves that I could read, and that's primarily, you know, what I gravitate towards anyway. But yeah, oh, I'm so excited. I really was interested in reading this book. Oh, look at this pretty map. And yes, okay, so where do I want to put this? Yay, I'm excited. So I'm probably going to make my way upstairs in a second, get a couple other things done that I can get done. And then, yeah, hopefully this call goes well. So, I will see y'all folks in a bit. Oh my gosh. So sorry about that. Jeez. What is happening here? Okay. My bad. Hello. Oh, my windshield wipers are still on. Hi. It is Thursday. I just got a late lunch. I say late. It's like 2. So, not that late. But, yeah. So, no reading was done yesterday. I had a bit of an incident. I was getting my, well, I guess if you're squeamish, I'll timestamp this so you don't have to listen to it, because, you know, but I was getting my blood drawn for something, and I don't know if I just didn't eat enough or things like that, but I already have a tough time with needles, and yesterday my body said no, and I was feeling real sick, and we didn't get to do that. I had to, like, felt so bad to sit there while the phlebotomist just kind of like hung out and was being very sweet to me as I was kind of letting my little episode pass. But we made it through that. I always hate that, like the feeling of like either passing out or like feeling like you're gonna pass out just like wipes you. Just wipes you right out. But fortunately I was able to like get it together enough to get my iron infusion later that day, which is good. So we did that, and overall, like, they were just talking about like side effects, especially feeling like extreme fatigue for like a couple days, but I don't really feel any more tired than I felt yesterday or any other day, so I think that's good. Maybe I just really needed the iron. So all of that happened. It was a long day. It was not our best day, but we've picked it up. We got some sleep, which is good. Chose a new book because poor bookshops have boned us. I have pushed this book off, I feel like, so many different videos, challenges, all sorts of things. I just keep picking it and then keep pushing it off, which is so terrible. Like, I want to read it. I do want to read it. I don't know. So bad. But I just was like, I'm not feeling any type of fantasy right now. I also didn't want to read a physical book, so I didn't feel like holding the book. So I was like, all right, let me look on my e-reader and see what I can find. And so I ended up picking to replace Bookshops and Bone Dust to meet the Buzzword Challenge. For punctuation is I chose the co-op, and I'm so sorry I forget the author right now because I don't have it in front of me, but I will pop it's right here, which I'm actually, she's the same author of Savor It, which I want to read too, because Gabby from Gabby Reed says she really liked that book, and her and I seem to agree on a lot of romances, so I decided that I wanted to pick that one up. So the same author for both of these books, but Savor It doesn't have any punctuation in it, where the co-op has a dash for co-and-op, as you can see. And so I decided to pick that one up because I was like, I think my brain just needs like a cutesy little romance kind of situation here, and figured we just continue on with that theme since this is a short little vlog, and kind of going again with like a second chance romance, but kind of not. I mean, they are second chance-ish, but it's basically about Loryn, who is going through a quarter-life crisis, it seems like, and she is coming back to her recently deceased grandmother's house, whom she is a co-owner with Deacon, who is her grandmother's wife's grandson. So they're not related at all, but that's how the two of them connected previously. And he has been trying to fix up this house. It's kind of falling apart. And we have basically her and him come up with this scheme because she has a trust fund but can't access it without meeting certain requirements. And so she and him get married in order to access the trust fund money to do all the renovations on this house to make it so they can recoup their money or rent it out or do something with this house. So that is the premise of the story. We've just gotten to them officially getting married. And it started off with it, and then we kind of backtracked. And then we also are getting pieces of their previous relationship when they were 19. So we're jumping back and forth between the two of those. I'm liking it so far. It is a bit of a grumpy sunshine, but I guess reverse, because typically grumpy sunshine, for some reason, it's usually the female protagonist is the sunshine and the male is the grump, but we have kind of the opposite. And yeah, I'm liking it so far. I'm probably like 25% of the way through, so I am confident that I can get through this book today and mark off these 2 buzzword challenges for July and stay on track. So I feel good about that, even though poor Bookshops and Bone Dust has once again been put on the back burner. But I'm debating between either doing my next video, doing an Our Fantasy Bingo update and trying to maybe put all my fantasies on a wheel and spin it and try to get a fantasy done for the bingo and see where I can find it on there, or do basically all the books I once burned, basically, of like all the books that I've put on a challenge and then have put off to the side over and over again, and maybe putting them on a wheel. I don't know if all the books I've once burned would be the best. I'm thinking of burned like in the figurative sense, but then I'm like, I don't want anybody to think I'm actually burning books, so I might have to workshop that name. But that's something I'm also considering of doing, is like perhaps all the books that I've continuously said I'm going to read and then don't, and putting them on like a wheel and letting the wheel choose which books I will read, and that will include something like Bookshops and Bone Dust. So that's what I'm noodling on. But I need to go to the store real quick, pick up a couple things, and then I'm gonna head home and see what we get up to there. Hello, happy Friday. Yes, am I filming this the day I'm putting this up? Yes, of course, because why would I ever get anything done that I need to get done before it really needs to get done? You know what I mean? But really what happened was I got about 75% of the way through the co-op last night, and I just couldn't bring myself to try and stay up to finish it. So I had a couple things I wanted to do earlier today, and then we went and had lunch, and I finished the co-op. Originally, I thought I was also going to give this book 4 stars, like I did for ASAP, but I felt like this book went on a little too long. I actually thoroughly enjoyed the relationship between Loren and Deacon, and thought that their story was cute, and all of that good stuff, and like the things they were working through. Like, I felt like all of that was good, but we just took too long to get there, which is why I think even when I hit 75% last night, I was like, I just feel like this 75% is like a good chunk of reading still left to do, because we hadn't really, this is definitely a slow burn in a way, second chance romance, I guess. So I don't know. I was just like, okay. By 60%, I was like, all right, what's going on here? What are we doing? We didn't really have like a third act breakup, which I thought was nice.
because that feels very predictable. It was more just them trying to like figure each other out and make sure that they didn't make the same mistake they made back when they're younger. So that again, like a lot of the relationship itself was really nice. I just felt like we could have shortened things up a little bit. And I think I would have enjoyed it more because I was definitely having a good time up until like the 50% mark. And then I was just feeling a little burnt out on it. And it might be because I read two romances in a row. And, you know, it's a genre that I pick up when I feel like I just don't have the mental space for other genres. And, you know, I'm looking for something with a little bit more of a known quantity, which I feel like romance has. And it's a lot of reasons why people love romance, why they talk about tropes and everything like that. But, oh my gosh, so it seems like my camera's gonna die. So I guess I'm gonna have to wrap on my phone because it's already yelling at me. So that's great. But yeah, 3.5 stars for the co op. And we have finished the buzzword challenges for July. So I guess I'm gonna move over to my phone to go ahead and wrap this up. Or I guess I could just say here, we're done. We did the challenge. It's a Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what your buzzword word challenges choices were for July. And if you want to stick around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every Friday. And until next time, I hope you read a good book. I hope you find some joy. And most importantly, I hope you do something to make the world a better place. And I will see you in my next one. Bye!